Well, nothing dropped. So today we're doing, as you see, this isn't a tabletop. This is a pool tabletop review of the Big Boy, Henry Big Boy in 357-38. Where do I start with this? Probably the first thing you recognize about it, it's beautiful. I wanted a lever action really bad. I really wanted lever action really bad, and I came upon this, and at first I didn't want it. Visually, it's beautiful, but it didn't have a side gate, and I was like, it doesn't have a side gate. I don't think I want it. I want a real lever action, is what I was thinking at the time. But as I spoke with my good friend Peter Dunn, who worked at the gun store, still works there, he kind of talked me into it, because there's a lot of there's cons to not having a side gate, but there's also pros into the fact that it's loaded this way. So it came with Skinner Express sights. That was a huge plus for me. With the fact that it came with these sights was like, oh man. I mean, even using those are good sights. They work, right? We've been using these type of sights, butterfly sights, for over 100 years. These Skinner Express sights, I mean, it really makes it hard to not hit your target. Dead accurate with this thing, because of those sights. So I really love the Skinner Express sights, but you don't have to have those. It's these work just fine. But I mean, the color is just beautiful. This brass here, and then this is American walnut. I mean, this isn't fake wood. This is the real deal. These things start at $900, I believe. They're around $900, brand new. Just beautiful. And then you got this. Your barrel is just. I mean, this thing is so thick. When you look at it from back here, you've got a lot of barrel there, and then your hole. I mean, this thing is stout, and I understand why they call it Henry Big Boy, because, when I first looked at it, I'm like, well, it's not like that's a huge lever action rifle. Like I've seen lever action rifles much larger than this. So why do they call it the Big Boy? It's heavy. It's very heavy. For lever action, this thing is heavy. But what that does is it swallows the recoil. Okay. Now, 357 Magnum coming out of a rifle isn't anything to worry about in the first place. They do make these in 44 Magnum, I believe. Even still, that's not something to really, cry about, especially if you shoot 7mm Magnum or something. If you're shooting 30-06, this is nothing. But regardless, even for like my daughter, or my parents are getting older, and my mom shot this just fine. She was like, it's heavy, but when she shot it, she was like, oh, recoil's not much of anything. You shoot 38 special out of this, and you really don't feel anything. But if you shoot some real hot 357, you can feel recoil. Definitely, it lets you know it's there. Absolutely, but it's nothing major. So the recoil is awesome. It's crazy accurate. And it holds 10 rounds of 357 Magnum, 11 rounds of 38 Special. And so what I was saying about the pros and cons, well, before I get to that, before I get to the loading process, when I first got this, I did a lot of researching before I ever shot it. And I was seeing that some people, even Hickok 45 was saying that he was having some troubles here and there with, the action. And that was a concern to me. But when I got it, I didn't have that. Like, it's straight smooth. And you'll even see me putting a round in here one at a time. You know, I don't have a side gate, so I would shoot, drop this, just drop a round in there, bring this back up. It was perfect, you know, perfect flow. There was no, you know, having to cock out. And then get it back in. That wasn't happening. It was smooth. It was straight. You know. Okay, that just put a round in the chamber right there, and it does it very smooth, right? Very smooth. Now, the other plus, or the plus I was saying about the loading thing, we don't have a loading gate. That sucks. If you're in an emergency and you need to load this, you can open this, drop a round in there, and pull this back and make your shot if you need to, right? But one thing that the plus is getting the ammo out, right? You don't want to have to cock it each time to get each round out, right? With this, if you want to take the rounds out and do whatever, you pull this thing up and you just drop it out, see? And that is a major plus for this when you're trying to get the ammo out of the gun. Very simple. When you're trying to get it in, you can either leave this here and put it through that, or like me, you just drop it in at the top and it'll fall straight down through. And some of you guys are familiar with this way of loading with your 22 rifles, right? Some of you have maybe a Remington 572 Fieldmaster or something like that. And you load it from the top just like this. I don't remember where the other one went. You load it from the top just like that, and then just bring this down, and it puts it into place, right? And you're ready to go. Got the hammer back right here. Same just like any other revolver, any hammer fired, right? That hammer back, you hold on to the hammer first, press the trigger, slowly release. Okay. Even though I got nothing in there, but it's loaded. It's ready to go. Yeah, it is crazy accurate. It's freaking beautiful. It's so fun to shoot. You really don't want to stop. That's the thing with these. And, you know, 38 special ammo. That's what I would say to shoot out it is, because it's cheaper. Just shoot you some 38 special, just have fun, plink. And then I keep, you know, 10 rounds of 357 Magnum in here. This is my home defense. I've got a lot of guns, but this is my home defense because 357 Magnum is an awesome round. It's coming out of this rifle at a much faster speed than it does out of a 5-inch barrel or a 6-inch barrel. And 357 Magnum is a awesome man stopper as far as handgun caliber. It also, I don't have to worry about it going through and out of the house into the next door neighbor and hurting them or someone outside or something like that, right? It doesn't have so much energy that's going to go through your bad guy and out of the house, unless it goes towards a window, right? So it doesn't have so much of that over penetration deal. So for me, it's perfect for home protection because of that, right? Good round to stop you, great round not to go too far. 10 rounds of it is enough for me. I mean, even a shotgun with 6 rounds for me for home invasion, I'm okay with that. And I know that may sound crazy to many of you, but hey, look, my father was involved in an actual, someone broke into our home, and my father had a 38 special, so he had 6 shots, not 10. He had 6. He handled that with 1 shot. That's all it took, 1 shot. Man dropped down to the guy, broke in with, he had a rifle, and my dad had a 38 special. My dad won. That guy's gone. Okay. So now, is every situation going to be like the one my dad's? Of course not. But my point is, I understand how, people who break into your house, the reason they're breaking into your house is because they're looking for an easy come up. Money, jewelry, valuables, guns even. They're looking for an easy come up for drugs, whether that is to use it or sell it. That is the reason why people break into other people's houses to steal stuff 95% of the time. Someone breaking in your home just to kill you and that's it, that's very rare. Like, that's very rare, okay? So the point is, somebody breaks in your house, they think they have an easy target. Once they hear a gunshot, period. It's funny because a lot of people go, oh, people talk about having a shotgun and racking it and it'll scare them away. That's BS. No, it's not. Now, it may not work with everybody, but it's not bullshit. I know this firsthand. I know this for a fact. The sound of me racking my gun actually saved my life once. So I don't, I hear people talking, but most of the people talking are people who they've never been through it. They're just thinking about it to them logically. But it's not always correct, okay? You send lead towards some people trying to break in your house, they're going to get the hell out of your house, period. Not saying they won't shoot back, but they're going to be shooting back to get out, all right? 10 rounds for me, 6 rounds of my shotgun, that'll do the trick, okay? And I have an uncle down in Arkansas before I was born. He had to use this shotgun for someone who was, invading his, coming onto his property, coming to try and break in his home. He used a shotgun. The guy was armed, okay? But he used a shotgun, handled that, neutralized the threat. So this is what I use. However, I also have a 9mm with 30-round mag next to my bed. And I have a 10mm with a 30-round mag next to my bed. So I have plenty, when I go to sleep. And I've been tested because I've heard that loud thump in the middle of the night. And when I hear that loud thump, to me, somebody's in here. Like, it's happening. And I get the actual adrenaline rush. I get it all. And I know what I do in those situations, and I'm happy with my performance. So I went on a long conversation about why this is my home protection, and it's my home protection at night while I'm sleeping. It's not my all time of the day, home defense, because that depends on where I'm at in the house. If I'm in my man cave, it might be the Glock 29's next to me. It might be my AR 300 Blackout is next to me. Maybe in the kitchen, it's the Glock 40. I don't know. You know, I mean, I do know, but there's guns throughout my home. Or I grab a gun, just random, grab it, and that's the gun that I keep with me, next to me at all times as I'm going throughout the home, right? So it's the nighttime gun, and I love it. I love to shoot it. It's, like I said, it's crazy accurate. It is heavy, but it absorbs the recoil, and it's just freaking fun. It's beautiful. It looks better in person than it does on video. I promise you that. Easy to clean. You know, I make sure I keep it clean. This brass is easy to get your fingerprints and all that kind of stuff on it. So I'm always getting something and, you know, wiping it down to keep it looking shiny, right? It's just a beautiful gun. And they went all out. They made a beautifully functioning firearm. They made a beautiful looking firearm. And like I said, this barrel, you can see that barrel and see how thick that is. You have a lot of barrel going around that you know, the inside of the barrel there. On the outside, it's really thick, right? So this puppy is made to last. And I'll probably be buying another Henry sometime here soon, because I am very, very, very impressed with this product. So if you guys have any more questions, oh, has it ever had a hiccup? Has it ever had I had a, hell, it wasn't a light primer strike. It was a perfectly stricken primer. It hit the primer perfect, but it just didn't go off. That was really old ammo. That was ammo from the 1990s that I put in there just to shoot and, you know, cycle it and get it shot out. And that happened. But that's the ammo. Outside of that, I have had nothing. There's no problem. It's not easy, at least with the Henry, it's not easy to, you know, get this thing to hang up, or, you know, it just functions smooth, man. Yeah, I don't have any problems. It's just awesome. It's sweet. There's none of those, you know, when you come out and you try to come back and you got to kick back out and come back. That doesn't happen with this. It is flawless. And I love it. So that's that. Like I said, any more questions you have, ask them below. And I reply to pretty much all comments. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Henry Big Boy and 357 Magnum with Skinner Express sights. Awesome. Whammy out.